AITA for accidentally telling my parents about my sister's pregnancy because I was tired of keeping the secret. I, 24F, have a younger sister, 21F. We're not really close, but we're not enemies either. We always had a competitive sibling dynamic. About 2 months ago, she told me she was pregnant. It wasn't planned, and she was freaking out about how our parents would react. They're pretty traditional and can be judgmental. She made me promise not to tell anyone. Like full, you cannot say a word until I'm ready, serious. I agreed, but I was hesitant about it. She still lives at home, and I visit my parents pretty often. My mom kept making comments to me about how my sister has been moody and gaining weight, and asked if I knew what was going on. Every time I had to pretend I didn't. I started getting tired of keeping this up quickly. I also felt weirdly left out of everything. She wouldn't update me much, but expected me to cover for her constantly. I was lying to keep her cover, but I had no idea what was going on, and I felt used. Last weekend, my mom directly asked me if my sister was pregnant. I hesitated and finally gave in. "I think you should talk to her," which obviously confirmed it. My mom confronted her immediately. It turned into a huge blow-up fight. My sister is furious and says I betrayed her and stole the chance for her to tell them on her own terms. I told her I didn't outright say she was pregnant, I just didn't deny it. And honestly, I was tired of carrying the secret around my parents. She says I made it about me because I was uncomfortable for a few weeks, while she's been dealing with something life-changing. Now she won't answer any of my texts. Part of me feels guilty because I did promise, but another part of me feels like I shouldn't have been put in that position in the first place. AITA, edit. To everyone saying I should have let my sister know I could no longer keep this up and that I wanted to be involved in the situation, I did. I very clearly told her my concerns that mom was getting suspicious, and I could not keep this up for much longer as it was eating away at me to hide it. Her response? It doesn't matter, and she doesn't care how uncomfortable I feel it's her decision, and not fair to her. From my point of view, it was unfair to put me in this position in the first place. As for being involved, she appeased me with vague updates once a week through a couple words on text. No solid plans for moving forward. I was just tired and done with it. Psychology breakdown. No a-holes here, but lots of emotional pressure. This situation isn't really about pregnancy. It's about boundaries, emotional labor, and sibling dynamics. The younger sister was dealing with something life-changing. Fear, shame, uncertainty. Keeping the pregnancy private gave her a sense of control in a situation where she probably felt powerless. But here's the key psychological factor. She made her older sister a secret keeper under pressure. When you ask someone to hold a major secret, especially around suspicious parents, you're placing them in chronic stress mode. The older sister wasn't just keeping quiet. She was actively lying and managing her parents' emotions. That's emotional labor. Over time, that creates resentment. Add in their competitive sibling dynamic, and it becomes more layered. There may have been unconscious feelings like, why am I protecting her when she barely includes me? Why do I have to carry this alone? Why does she get to decide everything? When the mom directly asked, the hesitation wasn't just weakness, it was emotional fatigue. On the other hand, from the pregnant sister's perspective, this was a betrayal of trust. Pregnancy is deeply personal. Losing the chance to tell her parents on her own terms likely felt like losing control. Again, the real conflict. One sister needed privacy and control. The other needed relief from pressure and honesty. Neither intended harm. Both felt unsupported. This is a classic case of misaligned emotional capacity, not malice. Sometimes in family dynamics, you can be understandable and still hurt someone.